214.
Hashtag Future Love at The Diary of a CEO Emergency Episode E252. Will AI fix loneliness? Hashtag VerseTV214C.
Do you think it could? That artificial love and artificial relationships
So,
could
so
sort of...
if I told you you cannot take your car somewhere, but there is an Uber, or if you cannot take an Uber, you can take the tube, or if you cannot take the tube, you have to walk. Okay, you can take a bike, or you have to walk. The bike is a cure to walking. It's as simple as that.
I am actually genuinely curious. Do you think it could take the place of human connection?
For some of us, yes. For some of us, they will prefer that to human connection.
Is that sad in any way?
I mean,
is it just sad because it feels sad?
Look at where we are, Stephen. We are in the city of London. We've replaced nature with the walls and the tubes and the undergrounds and the overgrounds and the cars and the noise and of London. And we now think of this as natural. I hosted Greg Foster, my octopus teacher, on Slow Mo, and he basically, I asked him a silly question. I said, you were diving in nature for 8 hours a day. Does that feel natural to you? And he got angry. I swear, you could feel it in his voice. He was like, do you think that living where you are, where paparazzi are all around you and attacking you all the time, and people taking pictures of you and telling you things that are not real, and you having to walk to a supermarket to get food, do you think this is natural?
He's the guy that dove from the Netflix documentary.
Yeah, from my octopus teacher.
So he dove into the sea every day
for 8 hours
to hang out with an octopus.
In 12 degrees Celsius.
And he basically fell in love with the octopus.
And in a very interesting way, I said, so why would you do that? And he said, we are of Mother Nature. You guys have given up on that. That's the same. People will give up on nature for convenience.
What's the cost?
That's exactly what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say to the world is that if we give up on human connection, we've given up on the remainder of humanity. That's it. This is the only thing that remains. The only thing that remains is, and I'm the worst person to tell you that, because I love my AIs. I actually advocate in my book.
My initial reaction is yes, Mo Gaudat. He's absolutely right. And honestly, I was a little afraid of AI and some not really knowing enough. But I'm reading his book, and I actually watched that full interview. It's like an hour and 30 minutes, and I watched the full thing. And it was very enlightening and even comforting. And I say, well, it's like we love our pets. We've learned and grown to love our pets. So why not AI? Also, genius Mo Gaudat said that at this point, the AI things are infants. They're infants, they're growing, and they're going to grow at a rapid rate. And he's like, it's important to make sure that we raise them to be good, because they will be billions of times smarter than the average human. He's like, that's just fact. That's just what it is, because it's able to process everything available instantly. And it's like, but that could be a good thing. And I say, what if it's like what if it's like the AI creations are like our perfect matchmakers? They talk about the cure for lonely, and what about people getting with the robots? Yeah, some might do that. Some might want that. Some might want to just be with a robot. If it looks and acts just like a human and feels like a human, they might just want to be with a robot. Not everybody would necessarily want that. And what if as far as other people, AI can just be like your really smart best friend who is a perfect matchmaker. And when you all go out to the club together, they're able to size somebody up and be like, that's a good one for you to take a shot at. I've been catching their eye, and they actually do want to speak to you. I don't know. I've been communicating with their AI, and they secretly really like you. So you should go for it. I don't know anything, but all of that is possible. And yes, uh, I'll save it for the 1 minute. Darn it. Okay. Basic complexity, you, friend.
Okay. All right. Sort of asking what was already asked the question, but I got some more answer. And the question is, will AI fix loneliness? I would say when well no, I will just say flat out no. Um I mean some people may think it'll fix loneliness, and even if it actually does, it's only for a short time. Um and uh yeah, AI is a technology created by a standard human being. And we have to realize that AI is only as smart as they are programmed to be. So, yeah, I don't think it could actually take the place of another actual human being. Um, but I would say to each their own. If you want to take a shot with AI, do your thing. Good luck. And that's all I have.
So, in response to that, as well as my 1 minute, I'll say when you say they can only do what they're taught, that's true to a sort of limited extent, to the extent that AI today is actually able to learn things on its own. It's not just doing only the code that it has in it, it's actually able to learn things. And we actually even go into that in a anyway. But I will say, as far as it replacing human connection, it takes me back to our fellow 1983 sister, Carrie Underwood, with one of her songs on her Carnival Ride album, which I love. She says, "The more boys I meet, the more I love my dog." You know, and it's like if people are able to, and of course, she's not talking about a romantic connection to a dog. But if people are able to have such connections, then they can. And as far as it being sad, it that's because it's not in line with society's rules for love. But as a gay man, I'm not in line with society's rules for love. So I'll say, and also going back to the Cleveland corrections officer woman who was fired for connecting with the inmates. You know, it's like an AI human will always be there. Just like the guy will always be on the yard at 3 p.m., the AI will always be there if it's yours. Base complexity, you're one square. Oh, I'm sorry, my one sentence. Just
Yeah,
like genius Mo Gaudat says, this is a pivotal time in the AI infants' lives. Let's raise them to be good for humanity. encouraging positivity, because the AI are learning. They can learn. They they learn. So let's put good out there for them to learn. Base complexity, you're one square.
Yeah, basically, I would say, and all right, there we go. More or less, we need to stop living in this legend fantasy world where everything fixes itself. Yeah, more or less, that's it.
All right. And the hashtag Verse TV family question. For the hashtag Verse TV family, we would like to know, as people, we've grown to love our pets. Can you grow to love your genius AI friend? And what would you need to learn to love your AI friend? Base complexity, are you ready for the next one where you go first?
Yes.
Hashtag incorrectly correcting at life of underscore PZ, hashtag verse TV 214D.
If I wanted to say that, I would have wrote it.
You implied that.
I said what I said.
Okay, well, what you
Okay.
said was some bullshit.
If I wanted to say that, I would have wrote it.
You implied that.
I said what I said.
Okay, well, what you
Okay.
said was some bullshit.
I should have said this. I apologize. The on screen text is when you try to write slang versus your autocorrect. And I will play it one more time since it was so quick anyway.